Elon Musk were here right now, what would you tell him?
Go back where you come from.
America or
Where he came from. which is
South
not America.
Africa?
South Africa?
South Africa, right?
Oh, gotta go.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, they can say the same thing once they realize he looks white, but he ain't white.
Africa, right?
Oh, gotta go.
Go back to South Africa where he belongs.
Go back to South Africa.
Go back to South Africa. He's not a citizen. He came here illegally and stayed, then got citizenship, I believe.
So go back to Africa.
Go back to Africa.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
What would you tell him?
He's an unelected, greedy, selfish bastard. And please go away. Nobody elected him. Nobody voted for him. We don't want him. He's a racist and he's a Nazi. This is not what America is about. That's what I would tell him.
You said to go away.
Yeah.
Where would you like him to go?
Go back to South Africa. His grandfather left Canada to specifically go to South Africa because he loved the racist policies of South Africa. Go back to South Africa.
Go back to Africa.
As an immigrant, telling another immigrant, go back to where he came from because I am not trying to change America for the worse. I'm not a greedy, selfish person, wanted to take everything for myself. Somebody who has $404 billion is going to go into Social Security and tell my grandfather or my disabled cousin that $800 a month is too much and you have $404 billion that you will never spend in your lifetime. Hey Elon, shoot yourself into the sun.
I find it odd that you think Elon Musk is doing that when I already have proof that he found so many Social Security of people above the age of 300 still collecting Social Security. But we don't even know who is collecting it. And the fact that he wants to stop that, your defense is, you want to attack my grandpa and my disabled people? He never said that. He's going after the people that don't even exist. And they're collecting money for somewhere else. Trump already had the plan and he said, you know what? I'm going to give the money back to you. And what do the Democrats say? Why would you need $5,000? That's not gonna help. Oh, you need proof? Bam!
We are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
What? Bitch, what? You mean to tell me you ain't in the business of giving away money? What the fuck is the Immigrants do? Bitch!
Jasmine, baby girl, I have a really serious question for you. How is you cool? The fuck do you mean you don't know what Americans is gonna do with $5,000? The fuck do you mean they ain't in the business of giving away money? You know how much money you niggas done gave away to Ukraine? Do you know how much money you niggas gave away to the migrants? You niggas are the reasons why Americans don't care about migrants anymore. Cause y'all was giving them all our goddamn money. Sorry, man, I've been trying to stop raising my voice so much. I've been trying to be more stoic. But Jasmine, baby, you got me fucked up. $150,000, $200,000 a year salary. But you got a net worth of $7 million. Properties and shit all over the place with your stealing and embezzling ass. I don't know what the average American is gonna do with $5,000. What? We don't give away no money. Shut up! Y'all told them immigrant niggas you was gonna give them $25,000 to buy a house. Now maybe I'm slow, but that sounds like you're giving away some goddamn money.
And a lot of people think it's odd. You have a salary this big. We assume that would be amount this much in a year. And for some odd reason, your salary is over there. And people are like, even if you don't even use a dime, you would never read that much of a money. So it's just suspicious. And then I see articles. If you investigate, you're going to find a bunch of numbers that you're like, maybe we need an audit just to clear the suspicion. But the defense and the advocating for never doing that because they're going after their Social Security, then I'm like, your defense is actually odd. That's like me go to a party, come back, my wife asks me, how was the party? And my response is, I didn't cheat, woman.
What?
I'm going to think you're cheating. Venga, dilo, remember to subscribe.
¿No subscribe? ¿Por qué?
I know you lying. Y'all see this? You see this? This is a juvenile court letter. You heard that correctly. Juvenile court. They done lost their mind now sending this to my house. I am shaking. I am so mad. So this is an early warning program complaint that has been signed against your child, alleging that she has had 5 or more unexcused absences from school this current school year. Why, hell, yes, we have. We have been sick. We have caught everything under the sun. Our house caught on fire. We have lost family members. We have had to put our dog down. I don't go to the doctor every time we have a sniffle. And if you want me to be quite honest with you, I let Owen skip school if he wants to skip school because it is my choice to send him to school. Because guess what, boo-boos? I can pull him out tomorrow and we can homeschool because that is my choice.
The government, I don't think they believe that anymore. Back in the day, it's just a number that's going to pay taxes. Love, love, love. Nice, nice, nice. But then again, they realize sometimes they can change the way you think. And to be sure of that, they don't like homeschool because homeschool kids, they just respect their family just a little more, even if you try to re-educate them at the university or even less sometimes.
Don't you send a juvenile court letter to my house. Worry about someone who needs to be worried about, okay? Because my child ain't it. His grades don't reflect that. If they did, come talk to me then. What I think is funny is in this letter, Monday at 8 a.m., you want me and my child to be at a courthouse. Oh, but he's got to miss school for this. We're going to keep him out of school for this. I don't need to go to that courthouse. I am not going to that courthouse. I am at a loss for words right now. This has got to be something with funding and the schools getting money. What's not going to happen, though, is you're not going to tell me when my child can miss school and when he can't, and how many he can and how many he can't. The majority of the time, we are at school, but there have been some unforeseen things happen, and I can't control that. And they told me that they would not accept my parent note anymore, so I really couldn't write a parent note to say we have had XYZ go on. Now, y'all just hold on while I go research all these homeschool options.
I just find it odd. If your kid got good grade and you don't even take a parent note anymore because it's not enough a justification, but he has to go to juvenile court to justify something, as if that's not going to be seen like, hey man, hey school, I can't send a note, but I need to go to a judge. You see what's happening? It's like they're giving you two messages, and whatever you do, if you go to school, you miss the judge. If you go to judge, you miss the school. If you want to send a note, you cannot send it. Hey people, the infrastructure is so messed up if you just want to be a decent parent. That's why a lot of people want to homeschool their kids.
A Palo Alto teen hired straight out of high school by Google as a PhD-level software engineer, yet he was rejected by most colleges he applied to, including 5 UC campuses, even with a 4.4 GPA and a 1590 out of 1600 on the SATs.
Some of them were certainly expected, Stanford, MIT, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, for some of them, like Cal Poly, some of the state schools, I really thought, I had a good chance.
His name, Stanley Jong, and he and his father just filed a lawsuit against the University of California and the U.S. Department of Education. The Jongs allege that UC is engaging in racial discrimination in admissions despite the law banning the use of race in the process. I want to show the UC's statement to us when we inquire. They call these lawsuits meritless, and they also say the UC undergraduate admissions application collects students' race and ethnicity for statistical purposes only. The information is not shared with application reviewers and is not used for admission.
But the Asian kid could not apply because he's too smart. The white kid could not apply because he's too smart. That somebody that is so smart that can go directly working for Google.
I'm stupid, you're smart.
That's actually discrimination. And I can understand a little DEI here and there to get certain people opportunity because it's kind of hard when you have less and you need to reach a specific level. I can understand that. But this isn't DEI. It's more like, I just care if you're brown.
Look, Stanley is working at Google, making good money with a dream job that top university graduates aspire to. Why does he want to be a part of this? And for you, some critics might be, why are you not letting this go?
There's a bigger story here. First of all, I think the story is bigger than Stanley himself and bigger than myself for sure. And what we're trying to get out of this is a fair treatment of Asian applicants going forward, including my other kids and my future grandkids.
In all honesty, I'm just not surprised you're getting sued.
these people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
If I speak to somebody that I disagree with, but I want to reach a middle ground, but I would say, I think you're kind of stupid because that's the only way Trump can be in power, I don't think we can actually reach a middle ground. But in all honesty, if you weren't allowed to speak, the person that won all the votes would never win. How can you talk about democracy and then talk about allowing people to speak? Like, bruh, the mental gymnastic and the entitlement is wild.
40 of 50, or 80%, of Muslim-majority countries are fully and unabashedly authoritarian. A mere 3 of the remainder are democracies: Morocco, Turkey, and Indonesia, if the definition is allowed to be approximate and generous. The rest are, at best, a mixed bag. And what of majority Protestant or Catholic countries? 100% of these, Africa accepted, and reasonably so, are highly functional free societies. Observation of a track record like that might suggest to a genuinely objective observer a causal connection. Why the stark difference? None of even the possible reasons look good for those who proclaim that the rewards of multiculturalism are untrammeled and certain. First, in the Islamic world, divine law, Sharia, rules. And it is indisputably the case that the more fundamentalist accounts of Sharia, and potentially all accounts, don't mesh easily with the democratic idea of man-made laws subject to change and improvement by consensual and voluntary agreement. For Islamist supremacists, God's law, by their interpretation of course, is regarded as immutable and superordinate to any human legislation. Does this presumption not stand in virtually absolute opposition to a foundational democratic idea, the sovereignty of the people?
I do believe so. I do believe that my Bible has a law that I abide to, but I don't think I'm above the law, generally, and I can decide it for somebody else. If I want to convince them, I just have to apply my laws the best way I can, and if they want to copy me, cool. But I'll never tell them, hey man, you better.
Don't get me wrong, ako sa kitabang put the fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turloqueta verdeta welcome.